According to a prominent American current events magazine from 2008, this is one of the top 10 most haunted places in the world. Surprisingly, it isn't an abandoned structure, but the Queen Mephi, the world's largest luxury cruise liner. It was a British luxury liner that set sail in 1936, but after a series of ups and downs, including a stint as a troop transport during World War II, the ship docked in Long Beach, California, in 1967, where it was developed as a tourist attraction after the war and became a historic maritime hotel. However, the legendary Queen Mephi is supposedly plagued with people living illegally on board. Ghosts, to be specific. Many ideas exist regarding the identities of the ghosts, including the possibility that they are the spirits of soldiers who perished during the battle, given that the ship is nearly 100 years old and has been through wars. A photograph of the ghost's hazy figure. Valentina Lomborg, a model, took the photo while visiting the hotel in 2012. What's amazing is that the ghost in this shot is well known among the Queen Mephi personnel. Throughout the hotel, there are yells and whistles of laughter. Someone is believed to be knocking on the door, and lights are said to turn off and on by themselves, among other strange occurrences. In truth, Queen Mephi had a dreadful nickname. It's known as the Tomb. According to rumors, at least 49 people have died here. The most haunting pool is considered to be the first-class pool. Even though it is not in use, damp footprints are frequently found there. The Queen Mephi is a haunting ancient marine hotel. If you happen to remain there, be cautious since you might run into a ghost. Would you believe it if a town's 600 citizens vanished overnight? This story took place in the Brazilian town of Hobarton in February 1923. Residents of nearby villages were perplexed at the time, because a commerce shipment scheduled to arrive from Hobarton had not arrived on time. So they proceeded to see Hobarton, only to discover that all they could hear was the wind. Nobody was anywhere in the streets, let alone on the docks, houses, or shops. They couldn't help but suspect that this wasn't a simple robbery or calamity, because all of the townspeople's things. And there were no traces of looting or transportation, only humans. It was a pistol on the floor that had been fired just the day before, according to an inquiry. But the strange remark put on the school's blackboard was even stranger. The caption said, "There is no salvation." Investigators searched for the 600 or so villagers who vanished at once but discovered no evidence of them. With so many years passing and no clear evidence or proof, some have questioned whether the story is true. What happened to the 600 peasants that vanished overnight? Or were they even there in the first place? This is Tainan City's most haunted mausoleum, which has been closed and abandoned for almost 20 years. Xinlin Hospital is regarded as one of Taiwan's top 4 haunted hospitals. Xinlin Hospital, which opened in 1975, was Tainan's largest hospital at the time. It did successfully enough to expand its building till the early 1990s, but difficulties with fraud and medical malpractice forced its closure in 1993, and it has remained completely undisturbed since then. It was abandoned, with syringes and pills lying around and eerie-looking hospital rooms. That's when the unusual sightings started. Through the window of his room, a male student from a nearby residence would see the ghost of a woman with long untamed hair and dressed in white on the 4th floor of Xinlin Hospital, and others would follow suit. I saw the ghost of a grandfather wandering around in the 5th floor of the hospital. There was also the ghost of a cleaning lady on the 7th floor. Unidentified ghosts begin to appear on each floor of Xinlin Hospital, and a voice shouts out in the mortuary, "Come, come, and save me, come and save me," in the mortuary. Not only that, but stories began to travel among nearby residents. I heard cries coming from inside the closed hospital. They say it's haunted by the spirits of innocent people who died from medical malpractice. Oh, the developers who sought to demolish the hospital all died at the same time. Do not approach it. The list of venomous rumors is endless. After more than 2 decades of disrepair, the Xinglan Hospital was eventually sold in 2018. Some pondered if the spirits in the area needed to be appeased. If you ever visit Taiwan, you should probably avoid Xinglan Hospital. The ghosts of the dead may still be present. The next location I must introduce has a terrible story. However, if you're going to go here, I definitely recommend it. Edinburgh Castle in Scotland has an extremely high number of ghost stories. This sighting occurred in the middle of a busy street filled with visitors. I heard pipes playing somewhere in the distance. As you go through the royal town, you can hear pipes playing. However, regardless of how lovely the music is, you should not be lured to it. Here's the story behind the royal village's pipes. A secret underground tunnel beneath Edinburgh Castle was found hundreds of years ago. They hired a young boy to find out where it went and how long it stretched. I want you to walk down the tunnel, playing your pipes, so we can figure out the layout of the tunnel. So the boy played his pipes and went exploring the dark caves by himself. Something happened when he got to the center of the royal village. The boy's pipes suddenly stopped playing, and they couldn't hear them any longer. People on the ground abruptly stopped hearing the pipes and dispatched a search party to look for the youngster. But the youngster vanished in a tunnel with nowhere to hide. The searchers eventually gave up looking for him, and the mystery tunnel was sealed off. Then, one day, the sound of music was heard, despite the fact that there were no pipers in Royal Village. The pipes are said to be played by the ghost of a lonely lady who died alone. But why is he stunning everyone with his pipes? Is he attempting to guide people to the domain of the dead since he died unjustly? Don't pursue the sound of weird pipes playing in the basement of Edinburgh Castle when visiting Royal May. You could end yourself down there with a dead boy and never come out alive. Nottingham, London, England is home to the National Museum of Justice. It's a tourist attraction with displays mostly about crime and punishment. One couple, Christine Spice and Denier, had an unusual experience while visiting. "Honey, isn't this place creepy and spooky for some reason? Why are you pulling at my hair? What's so scary? I was standing still." A couple was visiting a museum when they felt a lovely odor and the uneasy feeling that they were being watched. They decided to leave the museum because they were uneasy. They ran out of the museum after seeing a white figure out of the corner of their eye as they made their way through the dimly lighted dungeon. What's more disturbing is this. To begin with, it was not a museum. It turns out that it was once an execution site. In reality, it was used to execute hundreds of convicts for robbery, murder, and other crimes about 1375. Thereafter, it was utilized as a jail from 1449 to 1905, then as a police station until it was closed in 1986 and renovated into the museum it is today. In fact, it's reported that poltergeist events, such as someone tossing stones or smacking you on the back, are common here. A museum that is haunted by the spirits of those who were executed centuries ago. What were the spirits attempting to convey?